There's a 1 in 8 chance that a woman will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. And for Black women, we're more than likely to be diagnosed before the age of 50. Head to BaptistHealth.net right now to schedule your mammogram and be on the proactive side of care. Mammograms save lives.
When the last time you had a prostate screening?
I haven't done.
What about colonoscopy?
I've been thinking about it. I know I have to do it.
Come on, man. You know, we can't wait till something happens. We can't wait for nobody to do it for us. We got to do it ourselves.
Yeah, you're right.
You know? So we got to make it a priority, man.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Full checkup once a year. And make sure you ask the doctors to get a PSA. And important, make sure you get that colonoscopy. You're 50 now, man. You got to get that done. Okay?
This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. What's up, Hello News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things. And this is also our weekly news show where we talk about hot topics, everything going on in South Florida and beyond. I am so excited to have you guys today. Give me some love in the comment section. Come on, y'all know how we like to do it. We need some energy. We need some love. But we have a really good show for you today. We have some hot topics that we're going to be talking about, juicy, fiery hot topics. Okay, y'all see what's been going on around South Florida when it comes to Miami Northwestern and their football program and Teddy Bridgewater versus the administration at the school. Also, too, the Miami Gardens police chief, she has a discrimination lawsuit against her filed by some Hispanic officers from the department. So we're going to be talking about that. We also, too, were on the scene. So we're going to be sharing some information on that. But also, too, we have some really dope guests as well. We have Anike from the Seek Foundation. They have an event coming up next week. And also, too, Randy Grice from GMX, who's going to be talking about free services for motorists if you're ever stuck on the side of the road. Like, some people don't know that if you don't have what's the thing called? Roadside assistance. AAA. If you don't have them, if you're in Miami-Dade County, there are free services for you. So we want to share that information with you. Okay. So as we get ready, and I'm waiting on my other guests to join, we're just going to get into some of these things that are happening this week. And you know, we like our segment and our graphics with news you can use. Hey, let's get into it. News you can use. We gonna get us some music. We gonna get us some music one of these days. Also, too, before we get into some of the news that you can use, you know, like what we like to do, like, share, comment, especially if you're watching on YouTube. That helps us with the algorithm. So make sure you're doing that. Share it with a friend, so that they know what's going on and they could tune in live as well. So definitely want to make sure you guys know to do that. Hold up, why is my hat? It just feels crooked. Let me look. Is it okay now? This is gonna bother me. But whatever. We're gonna keep it rolling. Y'all already know if I got a hat on, that mean that hair is not done underneath. But it's all good because we're gonna keep it rolling. But the news that you can use this week is about some events that are coming up this week as well. So as you all know, we have weekly events posts that we do every week on Hilo News social media account. And so if you guys ever want to know events that are happening, if you ever want to submit events that are happening, you can send them that way. So just wanted to share some of this information with you happening this week, or what's left of this week. So this happened at Charles Hatley. This was yesterday. Trap yoga. You had lunch with art. This happened this morning. And then Cops and Kids Fishing Day. This is happening Saturday, July 19th. Back to School Clinic hosted by Mayor John Taylor in Opelika. This is a free event as well, so you definitely want to come check that out. And then also to the Cis Trunk Empowerment Summit happening Saturday, July 19th. And then also to something happening at the Charles Hatley Park, the Health and Safety Fair. That's happening at July 19th at 10 a.m. And also, too, I'll be pulling up to this. This is the family reunion fest happening in Overtown, and it's a free concert featuring Estelle, Melanie Fiona, Carl Thomas, Tito Puente Jr., the Gospel Explosion, and they're also too going to be doing some curated DJ sets, doo-wop, 305. Like it's a free kid zones, food trucks. It's going to be a good time. It's powered by Commissioner Keon Hardeman and City of Miami Commissioner Francis Suarez. And Commissioner Christine King. So you guys definitely want to check that out as well. And we'll see you out there. So definitely make sure y'all come say hi to us if you see us around doing interviews. And then also too, this I think this is really cool. The Creole Food Fest. This is happening Saturday, July 19th from 6 to 10 p.m. So there's a lot going on this weekend. As always, South Florida in the summertime always has some dope things going on. Another story that I wanted to share for some news you can use is also to some feel good news. Wanted to highlight Miss Black Miami Gardens Talented Teen USA for 2025, Tatiana Davis. We wrote a profile on her for some of the amazing things that she did throughout her reign. She spoke during her class graduation. She's on her way to go to school at North Carolina Central University. She's even thinking about competing again in the Miss Black USA Scholarship pageant, but she was one of the all stars. She was voted Miss Congeniality at the pageant. She did not take home the crown, but she was first runner up in the teen division, and so she had an amazing run. And also, too, we're going to be doing more of these profiles and features on the 2025 title holders to let you guys see what it takes to be a title holder and how you can be a part of this amazing organization. As you all know, I am on the board for the Miss Black Florida USA Scholarship Pageant. And so, as a way to highlight our amazing title holders from our inaugural year in 2024 to 2025, we want to highlight some amazing women who did some dope things throughout their reign. And so, Tatiana Davis, we kicked it off with her. I went actually to her trunk party, and her mom put me on the spot and had me read this. So that was definitely a surprise, but it was cool and it forced me outside of my comfort zone. So wanted to share that information with you. So definitely thank you for allow me to be a part of that journey. Her mom, Sonia Frazier, is amazing. And that was a really good time for me to be there and actually happy to support. Also, too, she's a product of Miami-Dade County Schools, so that was good to be a part of. So, as I see our other guest joined us backstage, so we're going to get into our guests. They have some amazing things going on coming up, and also too, I just want them to share as well some things about their organization too. And if you don't know what Seek Foundation is all about, they're here to tell you. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring you guys on the stage. So, welcome to the show, Anike and Alexis. Hey, what is up? Hey, ladies.
Hi. How you
Hey, hey.
doing?
I'm good. Look, Anike, I don't like to butcher people's names, so pronounce your last name for me.
I figured that. Sakariyawo. It's nothing new in this.
Sakariyawo. Okay,
Yes.
I may not say that, but I can say Anike. Okay. I don't like to butcher names, but welcome, ladies, to the show. And Alexis, you're a friend of the show, so thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Looking. Of course, of course. And look, Anike, I want to start with you and just want to share with people if they don't know about the Seek Foundation, tell them what you guys are all about.
Oh, awesome. I can do that. I have no problem. So, Seek Foundation, we are a nonprofit STEM educational organization, and we work with kids ages 5 through 18 in cohorts of elementary, middle school, and high school. And we teach them how to build STEM products. And we're kind of like a boys and girls club on steroids, but for the most part, we teach them practical skills versus skills and theories through three different pillars, which is STEM/STEAM education, health and fitness, and community involvement. And we're based out of Miami, which is our home base, and Atlanta, and also DC. And hopefully, we'll start soon in Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. We're not sure yet. So that's pretty much what we do. And one of our well-known fact is that we're building our first smart tech health hub in the city of Opelika.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I've heard great things about the organization from Alexis and just seeing you guys just following you on social media. So kudos to you. Anike, when did you begin this and what was the I guess inspiration behind you wanting to start this organization?
So I started it back in 2012 when I was a teacher and I was teaching high school science. And I noticed like they didn't have a robotics program. I was a teacher at Norland at the time, and there wasn't a robotics program. So even as a teacher, there were still restrictions on when you apply for grants. I would apply for, I think it's Fun Miami, one of those grants out of like Innovation Fund, that's the company name. And so when I would apply for the grants, it was like too late for kids to go to competition. And so I started a nonprofit while I was teaching because of the need and the restrictions. And I was more flexible to apply under the nonprofit to help students at least start off with a robotics program. So that's how it kind of started, and it just metamorphed into what it is now.
That's amazing. And the moves that you're making, you're building, like you said, a facility in Opalaka, and you guys have this amazing event coming up. So kudos to you, Anike. Alexis, I want to bring it over to you because we were talking offline about this event. So tell us about the event that's happening on July 24th, correct?
Yes. So next Thursday, July 24th, we are having our 11th annual Kids Get Hip and Fit Fair, which is basically a health and fitness event to motivate the youth in our community. We'll have our co-host Papa Keith from 103.5 The Beat. We got Brian McKinney, former NFL player. We're going to have some live food demos from Eat Well Exchange. We'll have Supreme Fitness doing a live fitness demo that the students will be able to engage in as well. We'll also have some food vendors out there like Mr. Frosty 305. The fire department will also be there with their fire truck. So it's going to be a great day full with different activities. We're also going to have sports for them to engage in, just everything to promote health and fitness for our youth in the community.
Oh, that's what's up. And I see you guys have been doing this 11 years. So that's amazing. A lot of times people don't make it past their first year. So the fact that you guys have been servicing kids pretty much like in the North Day area for this long is really, really dope. Alexa, just to take it back a little bit, for people who may not know, tell them about your role with the Seek Foundation.
Yes, so I am the communications and community engagement coordinator for Seek. I actually started off as a volunteer for Seek over 7 years ago. When I was running my own nonprofit, I met Anike, and we just stayed in contact from then. And fast forward to now, I'm employed by them. I'm basically like the middle person for the organization. I handle partnerships. I communicate with everyone that, wants to connect with us or that we want to connect with. I also do social media and a bit of event planning, which we're working on this 11th annual event.
That's what's up. Anike, so if I'm a parent watching this, what do I have to do to attend? Do I have to register? Is there a cost? Like, what do people need to do to attend?
So in order to attend, if you can go on our social media or our website, there is the flyer. There's a QR code for a registration link, or you can contact Miss Alexis Moncrief. She will tell you exactly what needs to happen, and she's really good on that part. But everything is on our social media with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So you just scan the QR code, and it will take you less than, I would say, 1 minute to register because we try to keep it simple. And that's it. And you can show up long, don't mess with anybody else's children, but just come with your parents and other kids. And it is free. It's free for everybody.
I love it. And I see you have, of course, everybody knows Papa Keith is a dear friend. And I actually connected recently with Brian McKinney. He's a, former NFL star. How did you guys get them to be a part of it? And what role will they be? Like, how will they be interacting with the kids?
So I can take one part. Alexis is the coach. She'll take the responsibility of the other part. So Brian McKinney, I met him, I want to say back in 2000, maybe 2016, 17. And like we always bumped into each other. And then one day I was talking to him with this other person who used to work with my organization, who was like a consultant. And then he invited me to his boxing event. And then he invited me to Bible study with Miss Betty Wright, rest in peace. And so we became really good friends. And I asked him one day, like as we revamp the Kids Get Hip and Fit Fair, because of course 1 year hardly no kids showed up. So he donated. I asked if he could donate his time to be the host, and so for the last, I want to say 4 years, he's been donating his time to be the host.
Oh, that's amazing. Brian has such a big heart. That's dope.
Yeah.
And Alexis, how did Papa Keith become a part of this situation?
Well, like you said, he's a familiar friend and family of you and I. So it was just based off of, having that relationship with him and working with him previously on other events like I did in the past. I've even worked on his music festival with him. So I called him up, and he's always willing to help and be down for the cause.
I love it.
Alexis, I
And
told you got a little power. Just, don't be afraid. Just get out there, girl, and ask people. The only thing they can do is say yes or no. Do it.
that part, you never know until you ask. And
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys asked these gentlemen, because they're amazing. They definitely have a stake in the community. So is there anything else about the event that people should know about? Is there like a program for the day? Like, give us like timing and location. Like, let us know something like what that day will look like.
Alexis, I'll let you take
Oh, okay. So the event starts at 10 a.m. It ends at 1 p.m. So we're going to start with our live. It's going to be actually a rotation. So we'll have everything going on, but the kids will be able to rotate and get a chance to visit every station. We'll be utilizing the entire Betty T. Ferguson. So that's inside and outside. We'll be on the track. They'll have track and field, football on the field. In the amphitheater, we'll have the live fitness and the food demo. Inside, we'll have a cooling area with a photo booth for them to, chill out, take pictures, cool down, drink some water. And then we'll also have another health demo going on as well. So that's what you can expect. It's going to be a great day. Like I said, we're going to have so much going on for the kids to engage in. And again, if you want to come, register, click the link in the bio or scan the QR code on the flyer.
Yeah. Oh, that rhyme. Yeah.
Come through. And if you're looking at the screen, I have their social media page up. I know you can hit the link in the bio. So go follow them and go get the information for the event. Ladies, before I let you guys go, do you guys have anything coming up that the community should know about, or even just the programming that you have for students? How can people, be a part of it?
Yes, we definitely have our Build Code Grow, which we just revamped it to Build Code Grow with AI. And so we are reimagining what our after school program will look like, and the flyer and information will be available hopefully within the next week or so. And it is an after school program 3 to 6. It's free of charge. We will be at Betty T, the same place we're having a fitness fair. We're operating over there thanks to our partnership with the City of Miami Gardens. So there's that program. And then we also have our STEAM-tastic Saturday programs that will resume hopefully in September, because we kind of took a break this year because of the new project with the building and restructuring. And, when change happening, it's not always cute.
That part.
So we're doing a lot of restructuring with our programs, and hopefully we'll have our online training program that we can offer for digital literacy, because we do that as well, with our partnership with the city, not the city, but our partnership with Miami Foundation with their digital equity collective program. So there's a lot going on. It's usually after school programs, Saturday programs, but hopefully our new website that will be launched sometime September, November, we'll be able to offer training courses with digital literacy and AI to the community.
Oh, wow. You guys have a lot going on. And Miami Foundation is one of our past grant funders. So they're a dope
Yeah.
organization to work with. Shout out to RFL over there and Faith and the whole team that I usually work with. Alexis, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I just want to say follow us on Instagram at SeekINC, that's SEEKINC, and visit our website at www.seekedu.org. And thank you again for joining us.
I'm going to let you say that. Did y'all hear Alexa? Because anytime I say this girl's name, Alexa want to come to life. So did y'all hear? Did it interfere with anything that you said? Okay, because I just want to make sure if I need to give you another plug, because I was like, girl, be quiet. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Alexis. You guys have to come back on as you start. Oh, yeah. You guys got to come back on if you have like new initiatives or events happening in the community that we need to let the our audience know about. Please come back, send us your press releases and media alerts. you guys, Anike, you're now a friend of the show, so definitely feel free to come back to Hilo News and share the information for the dope things that you're doing with the Seek Foundation. Uh, God bless with your event next week, ladies. I hope it's a gajillion kids out there, overflow. And I'm
Yes.
happy that you guys are providing this resource for our kids in our community because we need this, especially when it comes to STEM, science and technology. Like we need those type of things.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
And
Thank you, ladies. I'll see
I'm
y'all
about to
next
go join the
time.
live show.
oh,
Yes, come watch because we about to get in some things.
don't worry, I got to go.
All
All right,
right. Thank you.
bye.
All
See
right,
you.
ladies.
Okay, bye.
Man, they were amazing. Y'all make sure y'all pull up to the event next week. You got time to still to register and to get all the information there on what's going on. Like I said, we shared that information on the screen just to show y'all real quick. This is Seek Foundation's Instagram account, so you could go there and sign up. Also, too, just let me show you the flyer real quick. The Get Kids Get Hip and Fit Fair happening Thursday, July 24th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Betty T. Ferguson Recreational Center, hosted by Papa Keith and Brian McKinney, NFL star. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all pull up. Tell them that Hilo News sent you. Hopefully next year we could do a whole activation and tent and be a part of the festivities because this is really dope. I really, really like this. Um, yeah, so thank you, Anike and Alexis. A. Y'all, what y'all we got the niceties out the way. Let's matter of fact, let me get the graphics up so y'all already know what it is. So y'all already know what it is. Hot topics. It's hot. Should I record that one? Should I record that one? Look, y'all. I know y'all here for the Teddy Bridgewater commentary and the City of Miami Police Chief commentary. Uh, which one? I'm gonna get into the Teddy one because that one's been on my spirit. I want to get into that one. Have y'all been following what's going on with Teddy Bridgewater and Miami Northwestern? He got suspended from being a coach. Here's the thing, he got suspended but wasn't even working for the school. How you get fired on your day off? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just so many levels to this. It's like a whole fucking like drama, a soap opera over there. But I've been getting some behind the scenes information from both sides. um, so I just wanted to share just some information about this situation. So before we dig into all of that, I want to share hey Lex. Uh I want to share this article that we did on Hilo News about the situation because to me, even though there seems to be some inside stuff going on with Teddy and Miami Northwestern, there is a deeper conversation to be had about the Florida High School Athletic Association and the rigid rules that they place on the high schools, and how to me this contributed to this whole situation with Teddy and Miami Northwestern and the football team. So let me read our story real quick for some context. You can also find the full story on hellonewsmiami.com. Make sure y'all going over there, sign up for our email newsletter. We drop stuff, exclusive content on our website and our email newsletter there first. So let's get into this. It's a lot going on is an understatement. Definitely, Coach D. Definitely. So this past Sunday, former NFL player and current high school coach Teddy Bridgewater was suspended from his role as football coach at Miami Northwestern Senior High School after a post revealed that he was providing impermissible benefits to players. This included things like transportation, hot meals, assistance with housing, uniforms, and more. Andre Williams, the school athletic director, cited the Florida High School Athletic Association, FHSAA, stating a coach cannot provide free or reduced cost transportation to a student, nor can they purchase anything for a student when speaking to the Miami Herald. Critics argued that the FHSA whatever rules, the high school association rules, fail to account for the economic realities faced by many inner city students and the educators who support them. In underserved communities, it's not uncommon for coaches and teachers to step in and cover expenses that are often barriers to participation in school sports and other extracurricular activities. Hello, News fam. What's your thoughts on Coach Bridgewater's suspension? Let us know in the comments and read more at the link in the bio. So, shout out to our hard news reporter, Tori Brown, who wrote that for us. And yeah, Team Hollow News. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So here's y'all want the tea or y'all want the tizzy. So this is what I heard. There's no I will disclaimer, I have not spoken directly to Teddy Bridgewater or to the administration at Miami Northwestern. I haven't talked to the athletic director or to the principal. This is coming from sources close to both sides. So this is what we saw what Teddy said. He was saying on social media. He shared a lot. Like he said, he spent Dana like over $20,000, $30,000 over a course of year, like providing for students, right? And so sources close to Teddy said that a part of the reason why he made that post is because Miami Northwestern allegedly had raised over $200,000 of in funding from the football program. And so Teddy inquired with the administration to see, hey, where's this funding going? Because I'm doling out all this cash, you know, let's see how I could, offset some of these expenses. Right. And so he wanted to know like a breakdown of like where the funding was going. And he's, allegedly sources close to him said that they were not giving him a breakdown. They were not giving him the information that he felt like, was deserved of him as being a coach and dedicated coach to the program. And so that's why you saw the post that he made. Also, too, he felt like with them not being clear on where the funding was going, he would rather have the any donations that he raised go through his foundation so that he can have transparency and know where all the dollars are going. And so there's that part of it. The issue came in is because some of the things that Teddy listed, they're against the rules of the Florida High School Athletic Association in providing benefits or things to kids because it can be seen as like favoritism and recruitment and all that other stuff, right? And like how kind of buying a player. So they had this back and forth. We know that they had a big meeting at Miami Northwestern last week or the week before last. I can't remember. It was a day of the elevation experience. So that was last Friday. So they had this big meeting and they're, the school administration, the principal and AD, they're meeting with the community. Teddy spoke and come to find out, or not even come to find out, a lot of people knew like Teddy doesn't have his official, he's not an official coach on paper with Miami-Dade County Schools. So he's out there as a volunteer, but he's not an employee of Miami-Dade County Schools, and he did not complete the paperwork that is required to be a coach. And that is something that he admitted to during that meeting. And so as a former coach myself and a former athlete, it's crazy because I could see all sides of this, right? And so when I was a coach, I think you had like at that time, I think you had a year or two to go take this coach's certification through Miami-Dade County Schools, do your background check, do all this other stuff so that you can be, certified because you're working with kids. So you got to be in the system, right? And so that they know that there's not like some crazy person or some person who could hurt kids out there. So that's a part of it. And but also too as a remembering as a student athlete, I remember my coaches buying stuff for me because I didn't have it. My mom didn't have it to buy it for me, and they wanted me to participate in the sport, and I was a good athlete. And generally, if you have a talented athlete or dedicated athlete, um, you'll have coaches who will step in, especially if they see there's a need. So I've had coaches buy shoes, help me buy the uniforms like that we needed for school, pick me up, take me to school, take me to practices, take me to track meets. Um, it just it was a part of the culture. Now here's the thing: I knew that was something that was not permitted. And I knew that if I said anything that I could get my coach or faculty member in trouble because that was against the rules, right? But my mom knew who the coaches were. She knew who was taking me and picking me up. So there's this thing that it's just to me, it's just like this unspoken thing that in sports, especially in high school sports in Dade County, that if you're in a low income area, there's just certain things you have to do to help your students. Like we're not in rich areas. Sometimes the parents can't do it. Here's the thing: when I was a coach, and part of the reason why I couldn't do it anymore because I was a college student, but I felt like I was the the taxi driver, Uber driver. I was the therapist. I was the money. Sometimes when they needed food to eat or doing certain things, like it was, and I didn't even have it like that. But it was just like if I could do something, I'm going to do it. And it was a lot to be a coach. It's a lot to be a coach in an inner city school. And so it's just a lot of times too, parents just don't have the time and the capacity, but that doesn't mean to me that our kids shouldn't have the opportunities to participate. And so this is a part of that nuance of like, I've been saying this about this Teddy Bridgewater situation. What Teddy did morally is right all day, like in front of God, in front of everybody. Like he is correct morally in taking care of these kids. However, the administration is correct as well in following the rules from the Florida High School Athletic Association because it could jeopardize their eligibility, any championships. It could make them be in jeopardy of losing games. And so the suspension, from my understanding, is the school self-reported and suspended Teddy just to get ahead of the Florida Athletic High School Association so that because it's almost like it's better to self-report versus like letting them do it. Also, too, the thing with the Uber rides was really, really like the contentious thing or the hot button issue is because other schools had been penalized for that same thing. And Teddy had openly admitted to doing that. So it was kind of like, we got to get ahead of this thing so that we don't, have further consequences or deeper consequences. And so to me, it just feels unfair because we know Teddy's heart. We know that what he was trying to do was noble, but there are rules and regulations, and it's kind of like unfair to ask the administration to just overlook those things and put the entire program at jeopardy because you're doing something that's needed, but it's not within the guidelines. And to me, which is what the bigger story is why are we still in the Florida High School Athletic Association? And I didn't know until I think it was a few years ago, Dr. Gallen proposed some policy that said that the school board be can come out of this athletic, the FHA, whatever, Florida High School Athletic Association. And the reason why he proposed that because he was seeing the unfair practices from the association. And so they're not really an official body from like the Department of Education or Dade County schools or anything like that. Like they're an independent body that was created maybe in the early, 1900s to govern high school sports in Florida, right? But it's not like they're official department of like the state of Florida or something. Like they're an association. And so there was a story that Dr. Gallen told me. He said he was somewhere, and it was an interview that we did, and he said he saw somebody from either the association or just another school outside of our district. It was in one of the white areas. And the guy made the comment of, "Oh, we see y'all knock each other out and y'all can fight each other for y'all state championship. And we have our championships." And it was something in the tone that Dr. Gallen said he didn't like it. It almost felt like, yeah, y'all black people could fight each other to win, and we gonna do what we need to do so we can keep winning our state championships. But y'all, it could only be one of y'all coming from down there. And it made him like realize that that the schools weren't even properly in their proper category. And so over years, your classification like 6A, 4A, whatever that is, whatever your classification is based on the population of your school. So these things hadn't been updated in years. So schools like Booker T and Central and Carroll City and Northwestern and Southridge, like they weren't in the proper categories. So technically, each of those schools could have been in a different division and winning their own state championship. And I don't ever, and so he realized, like, dang, they just want us to fight each other, so we don't ever have a chance to have multiple state championships, or our kids can get their things, and so that they could keep winning because they know if we get into different classifications, we'll kick their ass. So Dr. Gallen did some investigation, and he was a part of that the group that made sure that the schools were in their proper classification. And so I think within that by that next school year, you saw Northwestern winning and this school winning, like all these schools from Dade County were winning, and South Florida really were winning. Um, they were winning state championships. And it was because they were actually finally in their proper classification. And to me, when people are like, well, these are the rules, and this is what the Florida High School Athletic Association is, why was the Florida Athletic Association high school, excuse me, why was the Florida High School Athletic Association so okay with us not being in our proper classification? Because that's not the rules. So how you such a stickler on Uber rides and this and what coaches are doing, but you're not even sticking by your own classification rules and guidelines. So that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, y'all can say like, oh, Teddy did this or whatever. And I get it because the rules are the rules. But let's just be clear. This athletic association is not on our side. Like they're not looking at the inner city schools and trying to see how many state championships and how many stars and these major things that we can have come, like these, these major moments coming out of these schools. Like they're not doing this stuff. To me, from my research, they're not doing this and thinking about our kids, right? And so yeah, no, and so here's the thing. So right now, the Florida Athletic High School Association is the only body that governs it, but it doesn't have to be. And so Dr. Gallen proposed legislation on the Dade County level that said, hey, we don't have to be in this association. So if, let's just say, for example, if all the Dade County schools wanted to say, you know what, we tired of the Florida High School Athletic Association. We're gonna create our own association, the Sunshine, the South Florida Sports Association, or Miami-Dade County Sports Association. They could literally withdraw from that, create an independent board and create an independent association and start competing in that association. And that will tank the Florida High School Athletic Association, because we all know when our urban core schools go to state, we show up and show out. It is an event. It is like homecoming at a HBCU. It is like the Super Bowl of schools. You got travel, you got tourism, you got ticket sales. They don't want to lose that. Also, too, I heard even something funky with the ticket sales and how they do stuff. It don't really be coming back to the school like that. Like the school has to pay a lot for kids to go. And I think a lot of that money, or most of that money, stays with the Florida Athletic Association. So they're not even getting the funding to me in the share that they should from the Florida High School Athletic Association. So creating a new entity could mean that there's more fair and equity among urban core schools. Also, too, creating a new entity could mean that now there's nuances. Because here's the thing, white boys run the Florida High School Athletic Association. If you think it's a bunch of black people running that, it is not. They're not taking into consideration the way our neighborhoods and inner city schools operate, the economic disadvantages and lack of resources that we have. And to me, that's not fair. I think there should be, maybe the rule should be reporting what you're doing. If you're going to have to pay for Uber ride or food for a kid, report it. But to say you can't do it at all, I just think that's unfair, because what happens to, I'm gonna just use myself as an example. What happens to the Janae that wants to compete? I was a top athlete in the state of Florida. What happens if I can't get to track practice, or I can't get shoes, or I can't get all the things that are necessary? Does that mean I should not participate in sports? Does that mean, and even though I didn't fully use my track scholarship, I did get a full scholarship for college. And that's because of the coaches and of course my community, that my mom and my family. But a big part of that was my coaches taking care of me and making sure that I got the practice and had the things that I needed. Does that mean I don't get to go to college and get a full scholarship because I couldn't afford to go on one of the trips, or I couldn't afford one of the uniforms, or I have to be without? Like, we got to start thinking about the nuances. And there's also to a bigger picture of like why we even need that. Why are our communities so downtrodden and and lacking resources that Teddy has to give, or Freezy has to give, and that's Freezy and Carol City, or Luke has to give to Edison. Like, we have to start thinking like, why are they so okay with our communities having less, where it puts so much on the people who are successful, who come out of our communities, where they have to be almost like Superman saving the day. Like, it shouldn't be necessary. and we need to, that's a bigger picture and a longer term game, but short term, what Teddy is doing, what other coaches and volunteers and booster clubs are doing and alumni are doing, they're standing in the gap and they shouldn't be penalized for it. Let me see some of these comments. This sounds like a good joint venture for all the schools and alumni to do a day. I agree. And here's the true tea. And after, because I was doing some research on this at when Dr. Gallen, because I actually did an article on it, and it's called Everybody Eats Speed. Let me see if I can find that for y'all. And I'll put the link in there because it gives some information on what was happening. This happened to be back in like 2018, 2019, or somewhere around there. I think it was right before the pandemic, right? And so in me interviewing him and doing research, it was like, wait, the athletic association is not even that girl like that. So they just running everybody stuff and they not even that girl like that. So it was definitely interesting to learn. So I definitely would implore anybody to look at how the Florida High School Athletic Association makes its money, how the board is governed, who's on that board, because I could tell y'all it's not what y'all think it is. Hold on, let me put this on the screen for y'all to see. Is it here? Okay. So this was the article that we did back in 2019. Wow, right? December 2019, right before the COVID took over our world. Look at Coach Max. We ain't even finna get into that. If you know, you know. But there was Booker T, there was all these different schools winning. And so the entire state of Florida confirmed that the best high school football programs are concentrated in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. A record 7 high school football teams went to the Florida High School Athletic Association football championships, and all 7 returned home winners, which included the Urban Courts, Booker T, Miami Northwestern, and Miami Central High School. Y'all see why they don't want us? Y'all see why they want to control? Because then what happens? You can't even the schools of Pahokee never win. The schools in them little towns, all in the Panhandle and in Central Florida, they'll never win. How 7 teams go and 7 teams come back? How 7 teams go and 7 teams all come back? Crazy, right? So this was the full article that we aggregated from the Miami Times. So if you go to our website, you can see all of this there. But it's a fascinating story. It's a very fascinating story. And like I said, the athletic association, they ain't checking for our kids like that. They it's a money grab, like they always do with us. So let me see what Coach D is saying. My take on this, Teddy, is Teddy's heart is for those young men because he understands the environment as well as he knows how difficult it can be as a player and a student to have better opportunities. Not from the administrative point of view, that they had to follow the archaic rules that are still in place. They can leave Florida Athletic Association, Florida High School Athletic Association, because trust and believe that's what those PWIs have, those booster clubs that support the athletics. Those PWIs did not want to play any SoFo teams because we were too much better than them. Exactly what I said, Coach D. And so, Coach D, are you saying that some of the private schools have left the athletic association and just started playing themselves because they don't want to play against the real talent? It's really giving this asterisk type of thing, or like this segregated type of thing. I didn't mean asterisk, but it's giving a segregated thing. And the reason why I say asterisk is Miami Northwestern has a state championship football win from the 1960s that is an asterisk by it because it was during segregation, and it's not acknowledged officially by the Florida High School Athletic Association. Whoop surprise there. And sometimes, like, some people in the community count it, some people don't. And eventually I want to do a deeper dive on this. Shout out to my friend and Miami Northwestern alumni and teacher, Ashika Harrison. She brought it up. She said that it's interesting that and here's the thing, the white school that won that year, they're counted, but Northwestern isn't counted. It's an asterisk next to it because they only played the black schools. And it's giving this, what Coach D is saying, is giving this whole segregated thing again. Like, we don't want to play against y'all. It's almost like, to me, as a competitor, as a former athlete, I want to compete against the best. If I only was competing against mediocre or everybody wasn't at the table, it wouldn't even feel like a win to me. I feel like we let's go play the best to say that we are the best, right? So interesting that they're doing that, but still we have these archaic rules to make it so strict and rigid on our urban core schools. And I mean, it's no surprise that the kids are this color and not this color. So we're not allowed to do booster clubs at the funds of athletic do like we do. Yes. So schools are able to have booster clubs, and that funding is a little bit more I heard it's a little bit more flexible in how they can donate it. So I don't know. So Miami Northwestern actually has a booster club. What's going on with it and why Teddy didn't mention it, I have not gotten that information. But you're right, Taryn. I'm almost like, well, what's going on with the booster club and why hasn't this been something that they, helped with? Maybe the booster club is not, as organized or not, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but they have not been mentioned as a part of the support for this particular issue with Teddy and the things that he's been doing. However, I do know that there's a booster club that exists. Oh, let's see what else y'all saying. Miami Jackson has a booster club for their football team. Yeah, and most schools do. Oh, I love it when Carol City people link up in the comments. Yeah, JJ and Taryn in the comments. But yeah, so this very nuanced and very interesting thing. Y'all know I'm sipping because I'm trying to figure out how to get my words together to give y'all some other information. Teddy, if you're watching this, at least get the Teddy. I love you. I don't got nothing personal against you. I saw you at the Northwestern picnic. I told you I want to interview you. I hope that we can. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say y'all wanna hear some of the rumors that I heard. I'm not saying that they true or not, but I'll say some of the sources are they're not just some fly by night sources. I'll say that. I just heard this from the man under the tree. Because anything somebody can should have donated to the booster and cover this and not have the backlash. I agree. I agree. It is something going on to me with whatever's going on with the setup of how donations and money is being raised and from booster clubs to Teddy's foundation to the school. Also, too, I do know this in the past, and it's kind of like this with college as well. From what I've heard is that, say for example, like football is king. Football is probably the top generator for the school behind basketball. If I'm not mistaken, I think that money it doesn't just go directly back to like the program. I think it's kind of like it feeds into everything. Kind of like in college where the football team kind of really carries the rest of the athletic association because it brings in millions and other sports don't. And so also too, I was having this conversation with another chief on social, Miriam. She was saying that the Department of, of Education funds like schools, like, but that funding, a lot of that funding doesn't go towards extracurricular activities, right? And so that's why you need booster clubs and stuff like that. And the tax base for that district also helps fund, you know, that school district as well, or the schools there. So if you're in a low income area where there's not a high homeowner population, you can see a difference in how tax dollars are divvied up because of how funding and taxes is distributed to schools, right? So yeah, there's this thing of like how do we fund extracurricular activities because it's not the educational purposes where like the Department of Education funds, right? So there's that. Um I don't want to tussle with you blue and gold girls. I love y'all. I'm a bull. But this is where they lie and say the Robin Hood provisions kick in. That part. So the flip side of this is how Andre Williams, the athletic director down to Northwestern, been They got this man head all on memes and videos and the AI. They got the meme of like y'all seen the video before LeBron James cussing out this person on the sidelines. They got Teddy as head on LeBron James and Andre Williams head on the man getting cussed out. They did a lean on me skits. Like, it's matter of fact, let me just show y'all what the people did to Andre. Then I'm gonna get into some of the gossip or rumors, because I'm gonna just put it at that, because I don't want them girls to come windmilling on me. We're gonna get into some stuff that is happening behind the scenes. Let me see if I can find this video for y'all of one of the many things that have happened with with Andre Williams and Coach Teddy. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. And I know Mr. Williams, he was the athletic director at Carroll City. You know, good guy, but the ish is funny. Let me see if they got it on here. Come on, Lamborghini Law. Where y'all thing at? What's this one? Oh, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Let's start it over.
I'm broke, baby. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
So they've been doing
I'm broke.
They've been putting Andre and Teddy heads on classic 90s movie. They got Andre Williams as the villain out here. I feel so bad. Oh my gosh, I could not live. They need some grant writers for the booster clubs. I need to figure out how to do this, girl. I mean, if somebody was smart, they'll start the athletic association. Shit. But you ain't hear that from me. Yep, Andre Williams, who used to be at Carroll City, he was the athletic director there. Now he's the athletic director at Northwestern. What did I miss? Me talking about this Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy versus Northwestern. If the Florida State Lottery is supposed to benefit education, why can't they surplus or divvy it up to Florida High School Athletic Association? Well, I'm just thinking out loud. I agree. To me, it's all the thing. Follow the money. It's like where how do we fund education and where does it go? And to me, as much money as sports brings in, especially in South Florida, to me, especially and it's coming from urban core schools, I don't understand why our schools be lacking, why our kids need rides and all. Like, I feel like as much money that come through, it should be a sustainable entity. It should be good. It shouldn't be no need, or maybe even if it doesn't cover it all, like it shouldn't be as much as Teddy had to invest into it. You get what I'm saying? Yes, the internet is undefeated. I'm trying to find the one from Lean on Me because that one was funny. That one was funny. Let me see if I could find it. And I really feel like Teddy posted it. First of all, before I even get into the, I'm sandbagging it a little bit. Let me see if I could find it. Damn, I don't see the video. Teddy is a master marketer. He figured out how to. I don't know who posted it. Maybe they took it down, but it was a scene from Lean on Me, and they had Joe Clark and Teddy Head on a thing, and it was the funniest shit ever. And I'm so mad I can't find it now. Oh my gosh, who posted this? Now I gotta find it at some point for y'all. But back to my point about Teddy being a master. It was a photo. No. I saw a video, Ashley. I saw a video. It was Joe Clark and one of the guy from Soul Food. Oh God. Look at this one. Y'all.
Are you all crazy? I told that little nigga, don't fuck with me. But you want to fuck with a nigga, right? I try to be a good motherfucking nigga, but I can't be because little bitch ass niggas like you want to fuck with me. You want to fuck with a nigga, right? You want a nigga who got 2 stripes on him to go to jail for life.
This is so some other stuff happened with hot dogs. Look, Northwestern, y'all had it going on. Somebody who sell hot dogs had pissed everybody off because he made a comment about people who go to people who don't have no other skills. Like if we put too much into football and they end up becoming criminals, and the way they ripped him up, and I guess he sell hot dogs down in the city somewhere. They was getting him. So that's who I think that is. They put him on some videos. You know what? Let me stop for these hoes that had me on the video. Let me stop digging in these people's shit before they. No. But so back to Teddy being a master at marketing, and I think at what's this, Ashley? Let me see. Dang it, I can't even get to the thing. I can't even get to this. It won't even let me copy because it's wait, where you saw that? Where is this? Let me see where you watching from. Are you watching on the Facebook like page or the Facebook page? Let's see. I don't know what a thing at. Dang it, I can't get to it. You'll have to DM it to me. But so Teddy is a master marketer. To me, I feel like he understands how to get the community on his side, how to paint the story. And to me, here's the thing, even if Teddy was dead ass wrong, and I'm not saying that he has the community so on his side, ready to fucking burn down that school, that I feel like Miami Northwestern administration, the principal and the AD, athletic director, took too long to explain their side. Like, to me, it's almost like no turning back. Like, it's a PR nightmare. I don't know why they took that long. I don't know if it's some rules with Dade County Public Schools where you can't speak or say certain things, but I'm like, y'all don't let the thing get too far. It don't even really matter who right or wrong in this. Everybody's on Teddy's side. Like, you look crazy right now. You looking fucking crazy right now. And so I wish they had a better PR plan than that, because it just feels like you're coming against somebody who who's volunteering their time, volunteering money. Like, you're always going to look like wow against that. Right. And so there's that. Some other tea was that the administration felt like possibly Teddy wasn't being the best team player. And I think that's about the neatest way I could put it, in a sense of like maybe communicating things, maybe working with them, sharing certain information with them, making sure that he's in, try to make sure like he's working with them, make sure that he's in compliance with the Florida High School Athletic Association. And, it was said that they felt like he was bigger than the program, in the sense of like, you can't tell me anything. I'm Teddy Bridgewater. Like, I've played in the NFL, like Super Bowl, like state championship, like college star. Like, you can't tell me like I know what I'm doing and be grateful for me being here. Like that is what was conveyed to me, as that is the energy that the administration felt at times in their interactions with Teddy. Whether that's true or not, like I said, it's coming from people close to both parties. So like I said, I haven't gotten this from the horse's mouth, but that is some of the energy that has come. That's the energy that my sources told me that came from the school's dealings with Teddy, and some of their frustrations with him. And I could kind of see that, because if he's kind of like, you know what, I don't care, this is for the kids, I'm a Uber them, like, y'all not gonna tell me I can't do it. And they like, well, yo, like, this is the athletic association saying like we can't do this. Like, can you work with us? And so I could see how there could be some friction. So, like I said, I feel like this. Teddy is morally right, and I feel like the principal and the AD are right in following the rules. Like, to me, they're like, it's kind of like both people are doing what they feel is right. And here's the other thing too, like I'm saying, like, do y'all feel like The school should have went against the Florida Athletic Association, put in jeopardy any games or eligibility or things like that, just so they could make sure they support and back Teddy and his morally right efforts to support the kids. Do y'all think they should have? Do y'all think they should have did that? Because that's kind of what I'm getting from the comments from people who like know now that more information is out there. It's kind of like people are like, so what? We don't care. So then to that point, Keon, if they did that and the school has to forfeit 10 games or a state championship title, do you think that that's worth it? Do you think that they should do that? He is definitely getting results. I'm not even to me, like I said, I think that, which I think white people do all the time, they create these rules and these barriers for us. They don't consider us. And now we fighting each other about an issue that they created. To me, the issue is with the Florida High School Athletic Association. There shouldn't be a fucking rule against helping low income kids who need it. Point blank. Point blank. It shouldn't. I think it's ridiculous that he has to be suspended or even have to be under investigation, or the administration even have to feel like they have to report this or self-report or do whatever because of this stupid rule. Northwestern, I mean, it doesn't sit there anymore, but Northwestern literally sits across the street from a project. Like, what do you think? What do you think the type of resources and the things these kids have? So you telling me that if I care about them and I see they need something and I'm just supposed to watch a kid suffer? Come on now. And then anybody working with kids loves kids. They're not going to be able to sit back and watch a kid suffer in any way, especially if they have means to help. So to me, it was a losing situation anyway. Like Teddy was gonna always be a giver and do the most, and it was gonna probably always be against, some of the archaic rules of the Florida Athletic Association. Let me see what y'all saying. That's something to think about. Definitely, you run a list. I know both parties need to come to understanding before the season starts. That's true. So you're saying lose, because what I've been told by people is that some of the things that are in violation could make them forfeit even their state championship title from last year. So that y'all think they should do that and take that away from the kids? You run the risk of losing a program impacting the kids who really need the support. However, but here's the thing: if they're penalized, let's just say going into the next season 10 games, and also too, it makes them strip them of their state title. Is the administration then would it be worth would the juice be worth the squeeze then just to stand and protest, to stand on his side, and y'all just be like, you know what, we just finna lose everything, but we finna be on Teddy's side because we know he morally right. We know what the rules are, but F the rules, even though we agreed to the rules because we're in this association. Like, come, like, and here's the thing, because I stand in my protest activist mind too. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes you got to burn down burn down the building to rebuild, right? Or burn down the institution. So maybe this could have, and this is why I wish they were talking more, because it seems like Teddy and administration, they not seeing eye to eye. They honestly, Northwestern could have stood on the administration and Teddy could have stood on some, you know what, fuck that. We finna ride with him. And if we lose, that's just what it is. We need to show it may be a sacrifice, but we finna show them how archaic and unfair the Florida High School Athletic Association is. And we just gonna stand with him. If we lose, we lose. And it's just gonna show that this is what's needed. Look, bring me on, this too much typing. Keon, you want the link? You want the link? Let me DM it to you. I told you I put it on Facebook. If y'all want to get it off your chest, come get it off your chest. Keon, the easiest way I could do this is to send it to you through Facebook, okay? So I'm gonna send it to you through Facebook, because I see what you're putting down, but I really want to hear from your mouth that you think that the kids should lose their state championship title for this, okay? For this. Keon, this is not you, whoever I just typed in here. Keon, where's your damn it, Keon. How can if I put, okay, I don't even want to put the link in there, because y'all know the last time I put the link public, somebody came through the backstage showing me their penis, and it was a nasty, perverted situation. So I am very like scared to put my link up. But if you DM me on Facebook, I could get you the link. I will get you the link. and you could come on the situation because I want to hear from y'all. And this is to me, nobody wins when the family feuds, right? Nobody wins. So we got to figure out how do we how do we get past this? What does that look like? You know? Oh, Keon, I know why I didn't find it because I wasn't under my personal page. So I'm gonna DM you the link, and here you go. Come in when you feel. Come in when you feel like it. But I definitely want to hear your hot takes because you in the comments going off. Keep. What's up, Tony? Good evening. Fan, show me. Cute doggy dog. Yeah, exactly. That's too extreme. Look, private schools don't have the same rules. And Keon, so you missed the part where I was saying I think that the urban core schools should leave the Florida High School Athletic Association and start their own association. And I bet you schools from across the state are joining because they'll want to be in the raw association, playing the raw schools, the best schools, and fucking bring down the Florida High School Athletic Association. If they still Pinnacle have to after the suspension of Teddy, I say that they unspin him and withdraw from the FSA. Yeah, I agree. The thing is this: in order for that to work, though, you kind of need other schools to follow suit because okay, you withdraw and you don't have anybody to compete with. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you can withdraw and protest and be by yourself, but if you don't have anybody else to form this association with, then you just kind of just stuck out there just in protest. And so what? So then also too withdrawing from the High School Athletic Association, I'm pretty sure it affects all the sports because the Florida High School Athletic Association is not just football; it's all the sports. So I would imagine that if the school withdraws and say, "Hey, we're not going to do this," then that means all the sports are then impacted. So there's a deeper situation there that we got to think about when it comes to this. Um, Definitely. So I'm just trying to make sure I got all of this, but we'll see if Keon come on. But if anybody else want to come, if y'all want to pop y'all shit, also too, the next hot topic up, we finna be talking about the police chief of Miami Gardens being sued by some Hispanic police officers saying discrimination. Discrimination. They said instead of beans and rice, she said macaroni and cheese and collard greens. They said I know speak English, and she said, oh no, we speak English. I'm lying. That's not what it said, but these are jokes. But I just found it very ironic that the Spanish people is suing somebody for discrimination, and that's what they be doing down here. But okay, we gonna talk about that. So if you want to talk about it, Coach D, too, you want to hop on, get the people some tea. We could definitely talk about it. I coach for a private school, so I know it's wild, but every coach private school got to do the recruitment training low key, so he shouldn't have to say all that. And that's what a lot of people are saying, especially too. And I can't even remember what school it was, so I don't want to quote it. But they said that a couple of schools got penalized for that Uber ride stuff. So it's kind of like you can't penalize me, and then y'all let Northwestern slide. It would definitely have to be a joint effort. I really, really hope that other schools, and maybe it may be too late for this year to start it, but I'm hoping that for future school years that the powers that be, some of the black leaders, people in the urban core, people who care about the kids in the urban core, they come together, form a new association and form new rules. Because can y'all imagine like if state was Carroll City versus Northwestern? Can y'all imagine that? Central versus Booker T, Southridge versus Carson. Like you like imagine if our state championships, because I always used to wonder that when I was younger before I got to high school. I'm like, how come we don't play the other schools for state? Like that'd be real cool. And I don't know if y'all remember, they haven't done it in a while. I think like 2007 was the last time I think I remember them having a game at the at Hard Rock Stadium. But y'all remember, if you went to school with me, if you was in school between 2003 and 2007. Y'all remember that Soul Bowl was played at Hard Rock Stadium because they couldn't contain us at Trash Powell. Carroll City and Northwestern game was played at Hard Rock Stadium because it was too many people. It was like a big showdown. And then State was played, I think, in 2007 or 2006, 7, or 8. One of those. A couple, like I know at least two of them was played at Hard Rock Stadium, full of people. Can y'all imagine if we were able to do that and keep that and get that money back down to our schools? But no, the Florida High School Athletic Association choose where they have state games at, where it's gonna be, who gonna. If we bring in a show, let us keep the money. If we bring in a show, let us do it. They very stated she is discriminating against white Hispanic men. Woo, for real. I can't wait to get into that one because that one got so many layers. So many layers for the police chief. So many layers for the police chief. Um, y'all remember we was all down to the Hard Rock Stadium, full packed out like it was a Miami Dolphin games. Shit, at the time, I don't even think the Dolphins was even bringing in that many fans as the people was. Oh, I see Keon backstage. Let me bring Keon to the stage because he got something to say about this football, this Miami Northwestern football. Keon, hey.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome to the Can We Talk Live podcast. You're actually one of our first call in, so I
Oh,
appreciate
that's what's up. All right, appreciate you.
Look, what you seem like you on the side of the administration should have just went down on the ship with Teddy with all the violations with the Florida.
Listen, let me look. If you really want to back Teddy from a school standpoint, financially, there's a way for you to do that. Like if you're saying the money was given and through inappropriate channels or not legal channels that the state has set up or whatever, then partner with Teddy, create the booster program that you need to create to make the money flow legitimately. You could do that if that's what you want to do. So
there is a booster program at Miami Northwestern. I don't know the T, but I'm like, why wasn't there synergy and cohesiveness in that in the first place?
And right. So now you see we start jumping into a whole bunch of other questions about money and who gets what and stuff. And so that's why I made the comment. When you feel like a person, like one of the comments was somebody, he's walking around thinking he's this, that, and the third. I'm gonna be honest
program.
With you.
That's what they said. They
I'm
said he feel like you bigger in the program.
But let's just keep it 100%. If he is doing what he is doing to that level, and you already know he comes from that pedigree, that professional, he's won at the highest levels, and then his results are speaking for themselves. Let's just be very frank. That's why I mentioned Coach Sanders. Coach Sanders delivering results. That comes with the territory. We don't say about Nick Saban when he was coaching.
That's true.
We don't say about Jim Harbaugh when he's coaching. We don't say about Pete Carroll. We don't say nothing about none of these. When they do the same thing, they have the air. And they like when they walk into a room, when those coaches walk into rooms of stadiums, all attention is on them. When we do it, who he think he is. We always trying to remind somebody where they come from and what they not meant to be. When you watched me rise, you can't be mad at Teddy for being who the person he is because that's who he thinks of himself, and he's getting the results, and he's getting these young men to look within themselves and think they can do better. See, it's damned if we do, damned if we don't. And I always tell people, if you're not going to contribute to what's going to make this not only a better community, because that's the other problem. When we find success, we tend to lump it into all these other things, and it becomes more utopian, and it becomes, we're doing this for the bigger. It's like, listen, if we just stuck to football and we have successful football, let the results speak for itself. But that ain't Teddy. Teddy is doing the mission above football. That's building better boys into better men, right? That's giving somebody who's in the neighborhood who probably hasn't been contributing at the level they should be, sitting on the sidelines, now saying to themselves, maybe I could do something. Maybe I could get involved. And so why do we want to condemn that? And so that's why I take the stand. Maybe you sit out. Maybe you take a stand because I think you got more leverage. I think Miami Northwestern in the urban core has more leverage. I think we have more leverage as a people than we continue to give ourselves credit for. We keep thinking if we don't abandon something, then it's going to shut down. You know what? Sometimes it's time to say, forget y'all and forget y'all rules. Y'all rules don't work for us. Y'all rules don't take into consideration that we have different circumstances for our kids than what you have for your kids. And
I
so you
just
got to
said that.
condemn us for taking care of our kids the way we know how to take care of our kids. Like we keep running into this cultural thing, but we never want to apply it when it comes to solving issues for us. It's only cultural when we want other people to celebrate it. But when it's time to do, like, Janae, watch this. You know how to take care of your people, don't you?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody who's watching has a scenario where when it's their people, they know how to deal with them. So why are we getting mad at you getting results with the way you get results with your people? We the only ones that want to condemn us, or the rules are set up. Nah, you can't do what you did to get results. You got to do it this way. When other schools don't have those same rules. They don't have these same regulations. And so at some point, we got to just say, you know what? Enough is enough. I think between Carroll City, Miami Northwestern, Booker T, New Orleans, like all of our core schools, if we just said enough is enough, listen, that's what I'm for. I'm willing to back those types of things because that's the mindset that needs to be had. All this we going along just to get along, that don't help us, and we see it time and time again. I mean, we constantly see it. So Teddy's my man at the end of the day, and I'm going to stand by him. And like I said, there's ways financially. I don't even want to get into it, but there's ways financially the school could have made it legit if they wanted. If they wanted, they could have made it legit. So sorry that was long-winded, but it's
no, because okay, see, I get what you're saying. But what if, because here's the other thing too, I think we're like not thinking about the fact that these are longtime educators. They work for the county, they got good jobs, it's different rules. So here's the thing, if they're taking certain stances, we don't know how that affects their employment. We don't know if that makes them get suspended. We don't know what that means. Also, too, like I was saying, I don't know what the ramifications are if you take a stance and say we're not going to do these rules for Florida Athletic Association or we're going to withdraw. Does that mean every sport within the school have to withdraw? So that means every student affect, and then other thing too, we got to think about the high school seniors who are or rising seniors who are counting on that last year so they could probably get any scholarships or get seen. So it's kind of like I'm for it. And you know, me and you, and I feel like it's kind of easy to say this in our big, big millennial age, sitting back, not in school, to say, burn that motherfucker down. Yeah, y'all stand with Teddy. So what? Take all the fines, remove. But I also too understand that we don't know what effect that may put on the students who maybe need that extra year, who can't afford whatever blow up and blow back that's going to cause if you stand with him. So I do get both sides. I think that I'm really upset. And so the tea is this. When Dr. Gallen proposed this back in 2019,
here it is again.
He said it was five. He said it was about 5 or 6 coaches who were like, yes. And when it came down to it, only one stood with him, and it was Luke. Listen. He said he had talked to people, and like you said, it was some of the heavy hitters, because we all know South Florida, definitely Dade County, Broward County runs the state of Florida. Correct. Had some of the key schools said, you know what, F this, we tired of their rules. We finna do it our way. And here's the other thing too that I spoke of before you came on. There's a money play in there that we're not talking about either. The Florida High School Athletic Association keeps a lot of the money from ticket sales when it goes from district, regional, and state. You know, like it's and the school has to pay for so much for the kids to go there, but they're making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on our ticket sales, on our tourism, right? So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if there's a transition where it doesn't affect the kids. I'm like, if there's a way where they could remove and it doesn't affect any kids, year for playing or competing, then I'm for that. Because and I feel like these white boys who run the Florida High School Association, I don't think they made it that easy. I think they probably made it in a way where it affects the kids, or here's the thing, it would probably have to be some behind the doors planning, and then they just pop out, okay, the 2026-27 school year, we ain't in this shit no more. 6 schools finna come and we finna go, and anybody want to join us, let's go. Like, it'll have to probably be some secret covert shit, because I do feel like because the amount of money that the urban core schools bring to that association, I don't think they're gonna make it that easy for them to walk away without it hurting the kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside, but here's the thing that I know. If we're not willing to fight for I mean, look at this. Is why I always say, strip away the politics. Just look at the core of what Teddy and people like Teddy do on a regular basis. Teddy's just the name in the face that we have, the latest that we've heard about. He has the biggest name. But you don't think other coaches and other people have done this very same thing to make sure these kids are doing what they're supposed to do, right?
Keon, before you came on, I literally, because I ran track for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I was taken home because there wasn't no Uber back then, back in between 2003 and 2006. I got rides, I got food, whatever. If my mom was a single mother of 4 kids. They saw that she needed support. It was almost like, and it wasn't even that my mom couldn't do certain things. She would have sacrificed. It was like, we don't even want you to worry about this. We see she an honor student. We see she's good. What can we do to help? Yeah. And I also made a point too. If you work with kids, you have a heart for kids. I was like, there's no way, there's no world where Teddy knows the rules and see a kid got to walk home down 71st Street at night at the practice. There's no world where he allows that.
There's no rules that you will acknowledge when you see that. There's none
at all.
And so that's what I think the conversation should be about. And as long as as long as we make it about that, then you're gonna get absolutely support. But when we start making it about all this other stuff and bringing in all these other personalities about this, that, then it gets messy. At the core of this issue is that our kids are at a disadvantage in many circumstances in our communities. And there are people like Teddy who are willing to do whatever it takes to get them over the hump, to get them to the next level of success. And those are the people we should be supporting. And anything that goes against those, we should say, hey, this doesn't work for us. Let us reevaluate our participation. This is not working for us. And this ain't the first time we would have done it. I wish we could have got it done back in 2019 when Gallon first proposed it. But we're now seeing what happens when you kick the can down the road. It still doesn't work.
At all.
Like it doesn't work.
To go against the machine.
And watch this. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't talked about at the Optimist Club levels with the kids. We haven't talked about the support that those community coaches are going in their own pockets and driving kids home and doing all this just to get the kids to the park, to feed them while they're there so they don't have to run them back into the streets, because you're also competing against remember, the streets is just as advertising. So we're competing not only against the streets, we're competing against the people who don't even at the corporate and administration level who don't even understand the outcomes of that these kids are dealing with. So this is real time, real world issues that we're dealing with. And we're sitting there saying, but the rules are this. Those rules don't work for us. And we keep putting ourselves in pots that don't cook what we like. I don't know why we keep doing it. I don't know why we keep doing it. At some point, we got to say enough is enough. If Teddy has to be a martyr, I'll support him. I jump on board with it. But at some point, something got to change. Like this conversation has reached ESPN, has reached Sports Illustrated, because this is local on any community level. You can go anywhere from California to New York, from Alabama to whatever the hillsides of Virginia. This is a conversation everybody's having, because when you say to a young man or a young woman, right, that's participating in anything that's trying to make them better, that I, as an adult who got a little extra that I can't do when I see a need, come on, man. What are you saying? Just let the kid fail? Let the kid start? Let the kid...
I don't know why there's no nuance, because I understand recruitment. We all know that happens. We know people.
That's why NIL exists. That's why NIL exists. So
here's the thing, but why is it just a flat out no? That's the part that I have an issue with the Florida High School Athletic Association. It should be, then you report everything. If you want transparency, if you don't want to have favoritism or benefits, then why can't it be reported? Why does it have to be flat out no?
That's why he itemized it. That's why he self-reported. This is what I'm doing. I'm not hiding it. And actually, and watch this. And if you want to see the itemization of it, go look at a lot of your nonprofits that are dealing with this at the Optimist Club level. Look at the 990s. Look at how many donors are donating to their programs. Wow. They're not just pulling money out of the wind. These are people going in their pockets making this happen.
Yeah, we sick of it. And especially too, I think I talked about the fact that for our communities, this is a lot of our way out. Like I was even saying, I got a college scholarship from running track. I know so many people, even if you don't make it to the NFL or you don't make it pro, you could at least get a free college education. And so at the end of the day, we're this is our ticket. And the fact that you're kind of stopping that, like our economic mobility, because it doesn't fit your rules. Who the fuck made these rules? And to your point, you're right. I really wish that there wasn't so much friction between Teddy and the administration, because it should have been a solution. Like you said, it should have been, okay, we know you're going to keep doing this. This is how we got to do it. I wish it was something like that. And I really wish too that there was some people, some leaders or somebody around this that said, okay, this is how we're going to work within this system, but this is the plan to get the fuck off of this plantation, as somebody said. Plantation owner rules made these rules. Exactly. Like, how do we get, like, what do we, this is the system we got to work within, whatever they rules to not be penalized. But what's the plan so we don't have to keep sneaking and putting our programs in jeopardy off of some shit that ain't really no real problem? Buying food for a kid, making sure they get home safely. That's what we're demonizing. And here's the thing, that's why I see both sides, Keon, because even though, like, again, I wish the administration, and shout out to Andre Williams, because he was my athletic director, and I saw the care that he had for us as athletes. I know that wasn't everybody's experience, but it was mine. So I'm not even gonna sit up here and just dog him out. I do understand the part of, I'm just following the rules. I have a family. I have this. I don't know the details on what happens if you go against this, what penalties, what could happen to you if you could get demoted. If you get what I'm saying. So we don't even, so I'm almost like, should Andre Williams sacrifice his career? You get what I'm saying? Like, and mess up his income. Like, and I'm just saying an extreme case, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. We don't know the other side of why they're being so stern on everything. And I think it's two big personalities where Teddy's like, I'm gonna do it my way, and they like, we finna follow the rules. Like, we can't have no other issues, especially when you got a Central who lost all them all them games. Like, they probably like, we don't want to have that come to our school.
No, I agree with that 100%. I don't know Mr. Williams. And I'm not familiar with his situation and stuff like that. But here's what I do know. I know there's always rules being made. I know there's always committees or subcommittees for when these conversations happen. They happen on a yearly basis or quarterly basis. And I do know that we've had this conversation before. In fact, it was a very public conversation in 2019 with Dr. Gallen. We've had this conversation. Some of these same points were made in those discussions about what are the downsides of continuing on the course that we're on versus changing. We've had this conversation. And unfortunately, we keep finding ourselves being comfortable with the crumbs of things. And that's just not my personality. It's not yours. Look, we have high-low news. Why? It's a reason why high-low exists. You know what I mean? Like, we got tired of just sitting on the sideline and letting everybody do what they do and tell us how we got to do it. Now we do our own thing. And we're going to do it the way that makes sense to us. And this is the same thing. So if we had been bold enough back in 2019 when Dr. Gallen was taking charge on this conversation, and Luke was then part of that conversation. In fact, shout out to Luke, because Luke has been talking about this even before that. Because it's just not fair. It's not, you can't compete against the private schools. You can't compete. And then watch this. Not only does this trickle into athletics, but what about the academic side? Private schools get one set of rules for academics. We get another.
Yep.
We got to do this on the public school side. Private schools ain't got none of these requirements, but yet they're pulling the same public funding dollars.
Oh, that part.
It doesn't make any sense. So we got a different set of rules for athletics. We got a different set of rules for academics. And at the end of it all, our kids are the ones that are being pushed, squished, squashed every which way you can think of to conform to what doesn't fit us in, from the beginning. And that's the sad part. Even on our academic side, we got to pass tests that private schools don't got to pass tests.
That part.
And so if you're a parent, you see your kids struggling, but you want to keep them in a public school, but you got a public school to tell them, now you got to do this. This private school is more enticing now. Why? Because you're thinking about the longevity of your child. You're thinking about the outcome. So this side won't work with you, but this side will. This side is more understanding, but this side said this is the rules. Like, we at some point we got to do for us, and we keep putting ourselves. And look, the more we continue to put ourselves in this system of these things, we're going to continue to get these type of results that are insensitive to our own situations when we provide the solutions for them. Teddy is providing a solution for something he saw firsthand, and they're saying that solution don't work.
Oh, that solution doesn't follow the rules.
Right. In other words, don't do that. Don't do that solution and get the results you're getting.
And here's the tea. I wish there was something that we as a community, because it kind of feels like a helpless type of thing. Like the Department of Education, the school board, that Florida High School Athletic Association, it just feels like they're just giving us rules. And I know that's not how any of this shit works. I know as a people, when we come together, we can get things done. And maybe I need to do a little bit more digging into this, because I'm like, okay, what type of community support, or what do the schools need if they want to change from the Florida High School Athletic Association, or even to your point about certain standards for education? What do y'all need from us? Because a lot of times we just see this stuff and we're reacting to it.
Yeah.
But there has to be a more proactive way to say, hey, if this works at a private school and there's data that shows that students should have an education this way, why can't we do XYZ?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I know there's money and all type of stuff tied into testing and all this other stuff, and charter schools and private schools. So we know it's something with money, but I feel like we, in the day and age that we live in, we don't have to just take this stuff anymore. And I do think that the experiment could be starting a new high school athletic association and leaving the Florida High School Athletic Association. Like, I think that should definitely be it.
I mean, last I checked, and none of us getting paid from this high school athletic association. Last I checked, does anyone that look like us run it?
No, not the last I checked in 2019 when I was digging into this.
This is another essence,
and they not even from South Florida. A lot of them.
This is another essence. This is another essence. Here we go again, behind the scenes. But see, when you don't ask questions, when you don't get involved, when you don't participate, this is what you get. So when Dr. Gallen called it out, when Luke supported it and others supported it, we didn't come behind that energy and say we standing 10 toes down with it. See, there it is again. We keep having these moments of, okay, let's do something. Comes time to do it, we fold. We keep folding, and now
we need a clear leader. We need a clear leader with marching orders. I know this is a bigger conversation, but it just speaks to kind of like the void, and just even our civil rights movement. When they took King and X from us, it was a void of leadership. There's nobody to follow. So in South Florida, who is that person that's going to take the charge? Also, too, there's sacrifice that go in that. There's different consequences. Like, who's going to be that person to say, hey, I'm gonna take these hits, but if it's going to get us to the promised land, I'm going to be the one, and I'm going to break down what all of this means for y'all, what we got to do, what coaches got to do, what parents got to do, what community got to do, so that we can have this. And there's nobody really taking the lead. It's a bunch of dozens of people having conversations, but no, I haven't even seen anybody say, and I don't know if it's happening behind the scenes, but I haven't even seen anybody say, you know what, let's leave the Florida High School Athletic Association. I haven't even seen that conversation.
Yeah, I've only seen it on here. I haven't really been hearing much about that aspect. I just been hearing about, we need to get behind Teddy. And honestly, I think getting behind Teddy is the first step. But the bigger picture here is that we're going to continue to run into stuff like this unless we make a change that is going to be significant to getting the results that fit our needs. All this other stuff that we keep acquiescing to doesn't help us. It just does. It just kicks the can down the road for the next generation to deal with. And unfortunately, we keep having the same issues Every generation is the same issues, because nobody wanted to pick up the mantle and say, no, I'm gonna take a stand this time. Our urban core schools alone can start its own association
and make hundreds of thousands where coaches could get
we can start
paid
our
and
own, we can
students
start
have
our
what they
own
need.
thing. And look, put it this way: we can become our own ACC, SEC, whatever, however you want to deal with it. We even just got to be a part of the Florida thing. You see how they got the NCAA, and they got their own
we can
individual
play with
conferences.
other schools around the country.
Yeah, there's other ways to do this. Competition is competition. It's going to exist. Somebody's always going to say they're the biggest and the baddest. Okay, line them up.
That's true.
Come to South Florida. I mean, we play football on asphalt. Starting out.
Y'all don't want none of this. And you know that what's that school up in Bradenton? IMG.
Yeah.
They play schools all over.
All over. Private school, big money. It's a private school. They got big money that don't play by the same rules. And I mean, I'm not trying to disparage them or anything like that. I think it's a good program and it makes sense for what they do. And a lot of our kids do go to those schools. But the problem that we keep running up against is that we're talking about public schools that got rules that don't fit the public. We're using our public dollars, but the public dollars don't go towards the solutions for our public kids. And we can see that across the board from athletics to academics. It don't fit. Remember FCAT? Well, all these kids had to take FCAT. Private schools, no FCAT. Same money, same voucher program, getting the same money per kid. Our kids, nope, we're being told to hell back. Over here, ain't even a requirement to graduate and going off.
Meanwhile, our kids having anxiety attacks, all type of stuff. And sometimes it wasn't that they weren't smart. They just had that pressure and stress.
Had the pressure. So then the question really becomes, and this is just me, I'm just that type of person. Should we even continue to support public schools? See, I don't want to have that conversation.
I want to have it. Because
I don't got
kids, and it's easy to say.
See, and I went to Booker T. I went to Booker T. Some of the best years of my life was at Booker T. And the school principal and everybody's there. I loved everything that came along with it. But I'm older now, and I understand the politics of it. You know, should Booker T be private? I don't know. Should Northwestern be a private school?
Should Carroll City be a private school?
Should Carroll City be a private school?
New Orleans, Southridge, Killian.
I'm just saying. Guess what? It's pulling the same money from the state. I mean, and again, I already know my union people gonna come at me. It's okay. I'm just posing a question because we are part of a system that has solutions that don't fit us. It don't work. Those results don't work for us. If you tell me just send the kid to school, but you forgot about I didn't get a chance to fix him no breakfast that morning. They gotta wait at the bus stop, right? So 45 minutes to an hour, couple things, and on the way to there, this is what they gotta see. They gotta see this, that, and the third.
You know how many of my friends said they got their chain snatched just sitting at the bus stop? So, and before school. So now I gotta go into school and act like that ain't happened that day. Like they don't understand the stuff that our kids go through and still go through.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm rocking with Teddy. Janae, if you find anything about what else we could do to support, I know he put out his foundation and to send the money there. But I honestly, I just think we need to not just support financially. I think this needs to be an institutional change, and that's what I'm on board with. I mean, we got to get beyond today's situation. It has to be something that's going to be beneficial down the line. If not, we're going to keep running up against the same issue in the next generation. It's going to be the same thing again,
again and again. So, man,
Keon,
you came and broke it down. I appreciate you for hopping on. Look, y'all see what Keon did? I mean, Keon is he's an orator. He could don't feel intimidated. But if you ever want to come on and talk your shit too, I welcome that because you brought a really great perspective, and I want to hear from the community. And this is our show, and also too, Channel 7, Channel 10 ain't letting y'all come on and pop y'all shit like this and talk deep and unfiltered. This is what
Hello.
Hollow News is for. This is for us. Okay. Can we talk? Yes, we can.
There we go. You know what? Can I get a t-shirt? Can I get that made on a t-shirt,
I gotta get
please?
my merch together.
Come on. Can we talk? Come on. That's easy. That's an easy. Let me get a that's an easy can we talk? I can get behind that effort. Come on.
I gotta do okay. I'm gonna get my stuff together, Keon. You know, we always talk like that offline.
Come on. All right, I'm out. I'm
Thank
gonna go
you,
out, but
Keon.
I'm gonna still watch it from the other side. Okay.
Thank you.
All
They
right.
loving you, Keon. Bye.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Man, Keon came in. Y'all want some? Yes, we can. Oh, I want merch too. Okay. Love how I love how the news can we talk. Love it. Davika. Oh, and I gotta drop our interview. Davika, the lovely pageant queen, talk show host, hostess, FMU, student affairs, all the things. Y'all will see those interviews dropping soon. But y'all, this was amazing. I mean, we went over this Teddy one. I didn't know the Teddy one was gonna cook like that. Hey Keon. But look, I love what Keon did, and I want to do more of that. This is our show. We're gonna be on here if y'all want to talk, if y'all feeling, because sometimes you just want to get it out and talk through some things. And this is what the show is about. Like with radio, when you used to calling Tom Joyner or Steve Harvey or the Michael Baisden show, or Super Cindy them, and you calling in today's show and you like, oh, I want to talk about this. This is what the podcast is going to continue to evolve into. Okay, I gotta get some merch. Okay, y'all telling me. Y'all see, I got my hat on. We gonna figure it out. We gonna get it. It costs money to get merch, and I can't just give it away. So I'm like, are we selling it? Are we I gotta figure out a sustainable plan for the merch. And when I do, I'm gonna let y'all know. But y'all, we don't went over. We don't have no time today to talk about the police chief. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling. I may pull, come on tomorrow and just so we could talk about that one alone, because I don't want too much time to pass because we went to the press conference. I'm gonna still post the information. Shout out to Ashley J. She's actually in the comments right now tuning in. But she came out, she's one of our reporters, correspondents, and she got some footage. So we're gonna be putting that out for y'all in the meantime. But I think I may hop back on maybe sometime. I may do a little morning situation, or maybe a little late morning, early afternoon situation where we could come and talk about that, because the irony of those Hispanic cops suing this black lady in Miami Gardens, the police chief. Oh, you got the video ready? Okay, we gotta get it going. Sell the merch. Oh, look at Ty coming in, getting me together. Okay. Ty says sell it. Ty says sell it. Okay, that's one of my people I talk to about business. But we gonna if y'all okay with that, and I'll send out a reminder and an email. But we need to come back on because we got to talk about this black lady getting sued about from some Hispanic men's. And I keep saying this, and I don't want to be a race war, race baiter. That's not what it is, because I love my Hispanic brothers and sisters. But we all know our unique experience of growing up in South Florida, Miami specific, if it's Miami-Dade County. We know that the Hispanic people, a lot of them don't play with us fair, especially in these corporations and government and in positions of leadership. They discriminate against us. They don't do it so overtly, but they say you got to speak Spanish, or you got to do this, or you got to do these different things. They overlook you when you qualify. We know they do this for a fact. I literally still hear stories about it. Literally hear so it's kind of like we know what that is in South Florida. We know the audacity and the irony of it all. But I want to hear from this police chief. I'm also in the process too of trying to get an interview with her. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. So we need to talk about this and what this means and what some next steps are, and what the police chief said about fighting back at her press conference. And here's the tea. I saw some of the footage from that press conference. All black cops behind. It's giving a us versus them, and they like, we not going down without a fight. And baby, if it ain't true, I don't blame you. Now, if you wrong, police chief, because I ain't about discrimination. I do think it's fucking ironic, Spanish people. Let's be real. But if you've been unfair to people who were doing their job, then you gotta suffer those consequences. However, if them Spanish people telling a lie on you, you fight it to the end. Fight it. Clear your good name. Don't let them, and when it's just something about men coming against women like that, like I don't like that optics of men fighting women, or especially a bunch of men fighting one woman. I don't like the optics of that at all. Something feels very icky, ancestral in my veins. Something make me like literally in my soul. I feel like ew, especially if you non-black and you coming against a one black woman. It feels very gangbanger. Feels very jump me in. It feels very much violent. I don't like it. I don't like it. But we gonna keep digging into it. We're gonna keep digging into it, y'all. I just appreciate y'all. Today was a good show. That Teddy show had it going on. I appreciate especially our impromptu guest, Keon, who had it going on and came and talking with us. Definitely was a great show. Randy Grice, I gotta run that interview. That'll take us home. Um, Patriarchy and hegemony. You better come with the SAT words. You work at a college, don't you? Before I get up out of here, before I play our interview, just want to let y'all know that we are on all social media platforms. Follow us on social media. We are on all the things: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, blah 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 blah, Black Planet, all the things. Okay. Also, to sign up for our email newsletter. You know we got exclusive content there. She had a lot of Hispanic answers too. That's what made it so powerful. Okay. Thanks for that tea, Anthony Durden. I saw a lot of the black cops because I thought that was cool, but the Spanish cops was with it too. Even more. Come on, see. That's why I say the Spanish people that be down with us, they be down with us. Okay. The other ones, yeah, I will vote for Donald Trump. But yeah, y'all, we finna get into this interview. Let me pull it up for y'all. It's been a great show today. That Teddy one, I don't know, it got my juices flowing. It got me feeling like I just was feeling that conversation so much because it was so deep, especially when Keon started talking about just some of the points he was making. Like it was just a very good show. So let me get this up here for y'all. We got Randy Grice coming on to talk about some free services, right? And I need this to stop doing that. I just want to have this live on the show for y'all, and then I also too I'll break it up as well. It'll be an independent interview that I do. So I want to get this going on the screen for y'all. And yeah, so I'll see y'all on tomorrow more than like I'm gonna try to make tomorrow work, okay? I'm gonna try to make tomorrow work. And I will see y'all. I'm so excited to have our next guest on. They're talking about something that you need to know. And I'm always happy when government agencies reach out to Hilo News to share information because they see the value in our audience and they want our audience to be informed. And we are talking about roadside assistance and things that you need to do in the summer months. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show Randy Grice from the Miami-Dade County Expressway Authority. Hey.
Thanks so much, Janae. And just a correction, the Greater Miami Expressway Agency. It's all good.
Look.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No,
Let
you
me get
good.
Greater Miami Expressway Agency.
Agency.
I
Yeah.
just noticed, the people
Yeah.
that give me toll tickets sometimes.
Listen, we'll get into all of that. No, but
No,
I'm
my
so happy to
apologies.
be on the show today. I appreciate it so much. Yeah.
No, thank you again. My apologies. That is
No,
like the
good.
number one rule in journalism, and I am so mad because I just knew that just was it. So my bad.
No problem. No problem. No,
Well,
it's
thank
all
you,
good.
Brandy. Look, you know what? Let's jump right in. And I want to just introduce you to the audience. So let people know, what you do in your role with GMX.
Yes, thank you again for having me on the show. As mentioned, my name is Randy Grice. I'm the communications and marketing manager here at the team for the Greater Miami Expressway Agency. So we manage 5 major roadways within Miami-Dade County. Everyone likely has taken them, especially if you've taken a flight out of Miami International Airport. We have the Airport 112 Expressway, the Dolphin Expressway that also borders the airport, Snapper Creek, Don Shula, and to the far north, the Gratney Parkway. So those are our 5
Oh,
roadways that we manage throughout Miami-Dade County, helping people to get around as best as possible, smooth, without traffic, without any issues on the road. Safety is our big concern throughout Miami-Dade County. So that's who we are. We're a transportation agency, GMX.
EMX, got that. I will never forget that again. And look, Randy, we were talking offline and you were telling me like just some information about the summer months and things that drivers on the road should know. So let's get into it. Like what is some information that GMX wants the drivers to know as they're on the road this summer?
So listen, we're in our summer months. Obviously, a lot of people have trips. I have trips coming up. We are currently in our 4th of July weekend. So happy early 4th of July to you. A lot of people are hitting the road. One thing that is extremely important, number 2, remember, put it in your phone and never delete it, *347. That is something that's extremely useful on GMX roads. If you're ever in need, if you catch a flat tire, run out of gas, any type of issues on GMX road, call *347 and our road rangers will be able to assist you with those type of issues. Now, our road rangers, they patrol up and down all of our roadways every single day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours. So they're always there, available to assist drivers if they happen to come into any type of safety issues that I mentioned. And Janae, the best part about it, it's all free. It doesn't cost. *347 and a GMX road ranger will be able to help you out on our roadways. So that's going to be extremely, very, very crucial to people traveling, especially during the busy travel season this summer.
Man, I didn't know that was a free service. And I think I've actually been helped by the road rangers before. And they, I had some issues. I think I either ran out of gas or something like that on the side of the expressway, and they came and helped me out. So, and you know what? I remember I did not pay, but it's been years. So that's good to know that that's a free service that the county provides.
Yeah, free service. So it's not through the county. We're an independent agency. So
really?
We're not the county service. Previously,
that's why what I thought it was. Okay.
Previously, the former agency was associated with the county, but Greater Miami Expressway Agency is not a county entity. So we're independent agency.
So it's not a municipality anymore. So it's like a service that's outsourced now. That
this is an independent agency. Correct.
Gotcha.
And
when did that happen?
We were established in 2023.
Oh, okay.
That's GMX. It's GMX.
Gotcha.
And,
It's
a beautiful thing because one thing that really makes GMX so special, and I know we're going to kind of get into this, tolls. Obviously, all of our roads, they are toll roads. One big thing about it is that all of the tolls that we collect, they stay local to help fund projects like the infrastructure and, of course, our GMX road rangers that I was mentioning. So those services, making sure that the roadways are safe, clean, able to travel safely, that's a big priority for us. That's what those tolls go to fund. And if you have a GMX, if you have a SunPass and you're traveling on GMX roads, you automatically save 50% on tolls. So that's a big thing that we really want everybody to know. Save that money, especially during times of inflation. Things are going up. Save 50% on tolls when you're traveling.
You said
travel smart.
*347.
*347. Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I want to add that to the screen for people watching because that's something good to know. Like you said, and unfortunately, and I've been there as a broke college student, but just sometimes people just having money problems. Like I had a lot of car issues, especially in college, because I just didn't have like the best cars. So just knowing that this is some assistance that I can use, especially if I'm on one of the GMX roads, like that's really, really good to know.
Absolutely. On all of our roads, *347. And even if you're not having any type of car issue, I know I've seen it. I know other people have seen it, not necessarily on GMX roads, maybe, but on some other roads. If you see something in a road, if it happens to be a GMX road, a box, debris fall off of trucks, cars. We have a lot of contractors in South Florida where this is a boom town, right? Everybody's building something. If you see a piece of debris in the road, after a storm or anything like that, use the same number, *347, and a road ranger will be able to assist with clearing the road to make sure it's not obstructing and slowing down traffic. So Star 347, it has multiple uses, but it's all geared towards safety and making sure that people are traveling our roads as safe as possible.
Oh, that's good to know too. Like there's different ways to use that number. So thanks for breaking that down.
Of
And
course.
you were mentioning the GMX Road Rangers. Oftentimes they're the first point of contact for drivers in distress. How do
Yes.
Rangers go about providing professional and compassionate customer service?
Definitely, when they get out onto the scene, obviously safety is the first thing that you want to address, making sure that the driver is okay, they're in their car, out of the way of danger. If they're on the shoulder, our GMX Rangers put out cones to make sure that traffic knows, hey, we have an emergency going here. So we have the trucks that pop up, and you'll see a arrow directing people to kind of give a little bit of space. Florida has the move over law, where you have to move over if there's an emergency vehicle stopped on the road providing service. And if you can't move over, slow down your speed. Slow down your speed. So when a GMX Road Ranger arrives on the scene, they'll first maintain safety and, of course, then begin to render aid. And that aid may be anything from helping with a dead battery. Can we jump start it? Do you have a flat tire? Can we help you plug it, blow it back up for you? Do you need a gallon of gas to get off the Dolphin and get some gas? Now, we're not going to fill up the entire tank, Janae, but we can help you get moving. The point is to get you to safety and get you up here on your feet. That's the point of it. But our GMX Road Rangers are very useful with doing that. And I've been on the road actually and listen, Janae, anytime you want to, the invitation is open to you. You can do a ride along and, get some footage.
I think that would be really cool content.
And it's amazing because, just being out there on the road, I've witnessed people with a flat tire. Sometimes you may come up to someone that we've maybe gotten a call to say, hey, listen, there's somebody stopped on the road. I think they need assistance with a flat tire. And then it may be a guy or a lady and say, oh, I can handle it. I change tires for a living. I don't need your help. If they don't need help from a road ranger, the road ranger won't push the help on them. But what they do is stand by and still keep the safety cones up, still keep the arrows out to make sure that passing by traffic knows there's something that's going on here. So they kind of hang out a while until the person is done resolving the issue if they don't want the ranger to help them directly. So it's really great.
I was going to ask you, what do you guys do if a motorist refuses assistance? So they still will stay there and oversee just to make sure the driver is safe.
You can't make people take the help. We want them to know that it's there as a service if they do need the help, and we're there to provide that assistance to them. So it's really great. And, being out there, it is a dangerous job, but it's something that we do in order to help preserve that safety, especially for our motorists that are stranded.
Love it. Yeah. And how do Rangers find out when drivers need help on the road?
Yeah, so like I was saying, as a driver passing by, if you don't need help, but you see me, hey, I think I saw this guy over there in my Porsche. You saw me stranded on the road. I think he needs help. Call star 347. That call is routed to what we call the TMC, our Traffic Management Center. It's, imagine a nerve center, a big wall of videos that when you're driving on GMX roads, there are cameras. If you look up, part of that technology that GMX uses, there are cameras that monitor our roads, and they're able to kind of pinpoint where you are and dispatch a road ranger out to assist you. Now, if no one calls in to assist you, you can also get assistance this way, where we do have people 24/7, 365 in the TMC Traffic Management Center actively monitoring the cameras. So if they're starting to see, hey, it's a buildup on the Dolphin or the 112, any of our expressways, they're able to kind of analyze what's going on and dispatch a road ranger out to investigate the situation. And then once a road ranger is out there, they'll be able to determine if there's something they can help with, if it's just normal traffic, but to kind of get a hands-on, boots on the ground view of what's going on the roadways. So that's how technology kind of intertwines with the road work that our rangers do on a daily basis.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't know like how intricate and how you guys were
Yeah,
using technology
yeah,
to assist motorists.
yeah.
If someone calls for assistance, how long does it generally take for them to get a roadside ranger to them?
Sure, generally not too long. Like I said, our road rangers are always up and down patrolling our roadway system. So I know a lot of times people may depend on a private entity that they pay a monthly subscription for to
Yeah.
call and get help and say, "Oh, I have help through." I'm not going to mention any names, but they may have another roadside side provider. But if you call 347, we're already there. So we'll respond quicker than anyone because these are our roads. We're out there constantly patrolling. If there's some issue that happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll be there. And we work hand in hand with FHP to kind of resolve these issues. So it's a really good, useful service.
I love that. And sometimes, Randy, people get numbers and services jumbled up in their head. What happens if someone calls for assistance and it's not one of your GMX roles?
So if you call, so star 347, of course, I'm talking about GMX roads, but the beautiful thing about just star 347 in general is for every roadway in Florida. So if you're on the Turnpike,
Oh,
if you're on I-95, the same rule applies. Even if you call 911, which if it's not a true emergency, please don't call 911 if it's not a true emergency. But if you do call 911, they will reroute it to the correct agency to address that particular roadway. So you are never out there alone. No one's ever going to say, "Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Call back again." You're going to get the help. The service is going to be there for you. You're going to get that assistance by calling star 347.
oh, that's great to know, guys. Make sure you guys are taking note. Put this in,
Lock
save
it
it
in.
so you never know when you need this type of assistance. And a lot
Yeah.
of times when you're in it, you're not thinking clearly. But just save this so that you can know that there's a resource out there, a free resource out there for you to get help when you're on the road. And in South Florida, a lot of times we see, like you said, debris or cars on the
Yes.
side of the road, or just things
Yes.
happen. And so just knowing that this service is out there is pretty dope. Randy, before I let you go, is there anything else you want the people to know, anything coming up, or just any final thoughts about the work that you guys are doing at GMX?
Yeah, definitely. I know we kind of touched on SunPass and tolls. Make sure that everyone has their SunPass transponder in their car. Save 50% on all GMX tolls. And also pertaining to tolls, I know you've probably got them. I've gotten them. Multiple people have gotten them. Phishing texts talking about you owe
Yes.
money on tolls. So don't click those links. We will never, ever text you about tolls that you're owed. If you ever got one of those scamming or phishing texts, you need to log into your SunPass account first, make sure that there isn't any issue with your billing. And then second, you can also report the crime to your local law enforcement agency or reach out to the Federal Trade Commission. I mean, it's serious. So those are
It is.
different avenues that you can utilize to kind of report the type of text that you've been getting, because those are totally illegal. They're not true. We will never text you about owing tolls. Never. Never.
I'm so glad you touched on that because I get a lot of those text messages.
Yeah.
I'm just in the habit of like, I know this is not
Yeah.
how
But
they would
some people
communicate with
click
me,
it,
but some people don't
unfortunately.
know.
Yep. Think before you click that link. Don't click it. Don't click it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what we want everyone to leave here today with. GMX, star 347. Make sure you have your SunPass in your car. Save 50% on tolls. And don't click that link. We'll never text you about tolls.
Your phone gonna freeze all the way up.
Yes.
They're gonna get all your information, all your banking information gone.
I don't know what will happen, but I don't want to find out either.
Exactly that part. Look, Randy, it's always a pleasure having you.
No,
I'm so
same.
thankful for your patience because we had to schedule this a few times, but
No, of
I
course.
definitely wanted to make sure that we had this conversation this summer because the information that you shared with me offline, I was like, yes, our audience needs to know this. So,
Extremely important.
as you know,
One
what?
other thing, not to cut you off, I have
No,
to
you
do the
good.
social media plug. Follow us on all social media platforms at GMX Agency, at GMX Agency. That's where you can get all of your traffic updates and anything new and exciting that's going on here at the Greater Miami Expressway Agency.
Love it, love it, love it. Y'all make sure y'all follow them. save that *347 in your phone. And definitely, Randy, if you guys have new initiatives, information that the community needs to know, please come back. You are no stranger to the show, and I always appreciate you for seeing value in our platform to share information with our audience.
Of course. Thanks so much, Janae. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
Oh God. Thank you, Davika girl. I don't said a whole bunch of stuff. We live. We for real live, right? Hey, Auntie, I was shouting you out on the thing. Thank you, Davika. But I was saying thank y'all for tuning in today. We were supposed to talk about the City of Miami Gardens police chief and a lawsuit being brought against her. Is it still no audio or are we good? No? Hold on, let me check. Let me check my settings. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Okay, we connected. I see it. I don't got my headphones. Okay, you hear me now? Okay. So I was saying that we're going to do a special edition morning show. I'll figure out tonight, do a promo graphic and be like, and let y'all know what time we're gonna come on, but we're gonna talk about this Miami Gardens police chief being sued by Hispanic officers saying she's been discriminating against them because they're Hispanic and she's a Black woman. So there was a press conference today. So we're going to break it down. Also, too, if y'all want to call in the way Keon did, we'll DM me for the link. I'll send y'all the link either on Facebook or I can send it on Instagram. Or I can email it to you. However, we communicate and while the show was live. But if you want to come on and talk about if y'all want to come on and talk about what's going on with the Miami Gardens police chief and share y'all views, get it off your chest and come and talk about it with us on our special edition of the Can We Talk Live podcast tomorrow morning. We're going to do a special edition all about the Miami Gardens police chief. And who knows, I may be able to get her on the show. So I'm gonna pull a few strings, but I don't want it to be next week us talking about it. I think we need to talk about it, now. But we just been on here for too long, and I need to go. I got to eat something. What's wrong with the BTC coach? Leo, you gonna have to go all the way back and be replay game because we did a whole great conversation about Teddy Bridgewater, Miami Northwestern, and the Florida High School Athletic Association. So go back, rewind it, replay game, and watch that whole conversation. You don't want to miss it. You were a little late. We already talked about it. But yeah, we got it going on. Y'all, it's been amazing. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. We're gonna pay some bills before we get up out of here. And let me play these before we go. We have these ads from our current advertisers with Miami-Dade County. We're gonna pay some bills. We're gonna pay some bills real quick. I gotta have these uploaded. So Miami-Dade County got some stuff in here that shout out to our advertisers who support Hilo News, support them because they support us, and they have some information for y'all. Y'all hear it? So get rid of any standing water around your home to prevent breeding and apply insect repellent to bare skin and clothing to keep mosquitoes away. Visit our website, miamidade.gov/mosquito for more tips. And so this is Miami-Dade County. They have some tips to keep the mosquitoes away. And we know in Miami-Dade County, we need that. And here is another situation that they got going on.
Or roof repair for your home. But are they safe and up to code? Without a permit, you risk electrical fires or leaky roofs or worse. This endangers lives, decreases property value, leads to costly repairs and fines, and violates the building code. Remember, permits equal protection, and protection equals peace of mind. Protect your home, protect your investment. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/build-permit-safe. Imagine a kitchen upgrade or roof repair for your home. But are they safe and up to code? Without a permit, you risk electrical fires or leaky roofs or worse. This endangers lives, decreases property value, leads to costly repairs and fines, and violates the building code. Remember, permits equal protection, and protection equals peace of mind. Protect your home, protect your investment. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/build-permit-safe.
Okay, and then let's see what else Miami-Dade County got for us. I think that's it. That's our ads this week. Still shout out to Hurricane Ready Impact Windows and Doors. They have until uh on the 31st that their 10% off goes away. So they have this special going on. So call them at 954-247-4762 and schedule your upgrade today. If you want to go back a few episodes back, their founder, we did an interview with him. He broke down why he started the business, what it means, and all of those good things. So that was a really good interview for you guys to check out as well. So definitely want to just give a shout out to all of our advertisers right now who are working with us. Oh, also too, while we over here shouting things out, let's give a shout out to the Little Black Dress and Pearls event happening this Saturday, Saturday 19th. Let me put that on the screen for y'all. But that is an amazing event too. And they're one of our partners right now. The Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Women's Business Council invites you to their signature event, the Little Black Dress and Pearls, happening Saturday, July 19, 2025 at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the JW Marriott Turnberry and Isles Resort in Aventura, Florida. This year's keynote speaker is the powerhouse Monique Idlet. You've seen her on Undercover Billionaire and know her as the business force behind Fox's record-breaking series Empire. As the co-founder and general partner of Rain Venture Capital, Monique brings unmatched insight and inspiration to the stage. Come dressed to impress and ready to connect and be prepared to be empowered. Get your tickets today at www.m-dcc.org and go to hillonewsmiami.com. You'll see information there, or go to our social media page and you'll get information there as well. You definitely want to have your face in the building. I love this event. It's top tier networking, great panels, amazing women, all in their black dresses and their pearls, and it's a good time. So y'all make sure y'all go and tell them that High Low News sent y'all. Do y'all hear my journalism school reading? Did y'all hear me reading that off like that? Come on now, Janae. Come on. You better come through and read the thing the way you need to read the thing. Love it, love it, love it. Also, too, we have some HBCU picnic content that we are going to be posting. And also, too, if you took pictures with us at WestFest, we have those photos posted on our website. So go get your picture and download it for free today. This has been another amazing show. Leo, look, I don't even know what you're talking about. Ain't nobody say Teddy can't take care of the kids. Go back and watch the show to get our hot takes on it. You real late to the party, but you could still watch and chime in. But you got to go back and see what we talked about it. Okay, we can't get into it right now, Leo. Sorry, we can't do it right now. So it's another amazing show. Let me get up out of here. Thank you, Tamika. I know you felt that. We'll get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
There's a 1 in 8 chance that a woman will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. And for Black women, we're more than likely to be diagnosed before the age of 50. Head to BaptistHealth.net right now to schedule your mammogram and be on the proactive side of care. Mammograms save lives.
This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in.